To me, enough is enough. They just wanna hurt us, bring us down, bring us down. Enough is enough. We won't let them hurt us, bring us down, bring us down. Enough is enough. You won't bring us down. Bring us down. Enough is enough.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Indie Wrestling Corner with another episode of Under the Ropes. I'm your host, as always, the queen of the Indies, Tiffany. And today, we got a little bit of a troublemaker here. Well, please welcome my guest, Shannon Levangie. How are ya?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here today.
Yay, I'm so excited for having you. So, we've a lot of the fans, they've been asking for a lot more females, so I've been working on that for everybody. So here you go. So if you're not familiar with Shannon, by the end of this interview, I promise you will love her like I love her. So, but guys, if you're new here to the Under the Rope series, here I interview everything independent wrestling, whether it's wrestlers, promoters, referees, backstage. I got you covered. If you guys got questions, feel free, drop them into the chat. I'm sure Shannon will be more than happy to answer any of your questions. So, all right. So I like to start off all my interviews. Well, actually, you know what? Let's start with this because of the fact that I did get a bunch of fan tweets for you. And usually I like to talk about like your journey into wrestling. And I know like Mike kind of wanted to know. So we'll start off with this. So Mike's question is, who has been your biggest inspiration in wrestling and what motivated you to begin this journey?
So my biggest inspiration, I'd have to say Sasha Banks. I also love John Cena, but I'm not like this big jacked man, so like I can relate more to Sasha Banks. But yeah, so I started watching, it was like in 2016 because my brother got into it from his friends, and like that slowly got me into it. And so in October of 2016, like kind of just as I'm starting to like watch it, my brother was like, oh, there's a WWE pay-per-view coming to Boston next week. Do you want to go to it? And I'm just like, sure, why not? And it was Hell in a Cell 2016, which was main evented by Sasha and Charlotte Flair. Mm-hmm. And that was like the first women's pay-per-view main event, first women's Hell in a Cell match. So just like being there for that and then seeing Sasha in her hometown main event this pay-per-view, I remember watching that and being like, wow, okay, this is really cool. And I'm like, okay, but imagine if I were down there. That would be really cool. So I think that's kind of when I was like, all right, like being a wrestler would be pretty cool. But that was when I was a freshman in high school, I think. So like I still didn't start wrestling till a few years later. But like that was kind of the moment that I was like, all right, like this is something that, I kind of want to do someday. And then ever since then, Sasha Banks has been someone who, like, I've always loved and really looked up to, partly because, like, one, she's very good, obviously.
Right.
Like, she's so much in her career. And also the fact that she's from Boston. She trained at the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, which is where I train now. So it's, like, that's also kind of, like, a cool aspect of it, too. So, yeah, Sasha Banks is really what got me into wrestling and still motivates me now.
Is that how you found like the NEPA school?
Yeah, so I kind of just like, in high school, just, curious. I searched like wrestling schools, in the Boston area, and then New England Pro Wrestling Academy came up. And I just like went on the website and I saw something about like Sasha Banks on there. I'm like, oh, this is where she trained. Okay, that's where I want to go. Bye.
I love it. We just had Max Smashmaster on recently, and we were talking about the NEPA school and like anybody that comes on from like even like Chaotic. We talk about like NEPA. I personally think it's one of the best schools going on here. I'm not even trained, but just like physically going into the building and like watching how wonderful that you guys are. Like definitely if anybody that's in that area and wants to train, that's the place to go.
100%.
So I see a lot of love in this chat. What's going on? Jeff Perkins, he says the troublemaker.
That's right.
Captain Dave's in here. Laura's in here. What's going on? Dave, the photographer's in here. I got your question marked down. Don't worry. I got you. I have it saved here. So, and then Alyssa's in here too. What's going on? So Mike's other question, so we'll go into that. So we will push it into like later. So he says, name your top 5 dream opponents you'd like to face in your career.
Okay, so kind of goes without saying, Sasha Banks. Not very realistic, but just because I love him, John Cena. Like, I think he is my favorite wrestler of all time. I just love him. So like, even though that's not gonna happen, I'll put John Cena there because he's John Cena. Who wouldn't want to wrestle?
Don't ever say never, because you never know. It's the world of opportunity.
You never know.
You never know.
Let's see, Bailey. I've always loved Bailey because, especially like when I started watching, she was like, like the Bailey buddies, high ponytail, and like that was always the kind of like my look was the high ponytail, like the headband. I still do the headband, but more so the hair down now. But I always liked her because I felt like very relatable to her, I guess. Who else? Becky Lynch. I love Becky Lynch. And maybe Bianca Belair, because she's just so athletic and so good that I feel like it would be a great match. Yeah. And I'd love to wrestle her.
You could do the hair too, because you got long hair, and you can put it in
not
the ponytail.
But like you can get a little bit of switch with it. Not quite the same though. I'll have to get some extensions to make it work.
There you go. We'll make it work. We'll make it work here. Zach's in the chat. What's going on, Zach? He goes, I gotta let everybody learn about this amazing, talented performer. I love you, homies. Love you too, Zach.
I love Zach. We're boys.
Yeah. I know. It was funny because I think me and Laura were talking, and we were talking one day. I was like, okay, who do you want me to come on the podcast? And I was like, oh, well, Zach's going to go nuts when we were talking about you. And I was like, Zach's going to go nuts. I was like, if I have you on, and we'll talk about it a little bit because Paris was on recently, so we'll get to that. Zach says John Cena would be in big trouble.
He would be. Like, the thing is, though, I love him so much that I would be like, I'd feel bad hitting him. I'd be like, oh, I don't want to hurt John because I love him.
But you
like,
can't see him, so you won't hurt him.
That's true.
I love it. All right. So I like to ask this question because we're going to talk about a couple of the matches that like I've seen you in. But I also like, you guys are always hard on yourself. So I like to ask your opinion. So for that fan that's never seen you wrestle before, what's the go-to match that you would recommend to them to become an instant fan of yours?
Go-to match. I feel like I don't have like one in particular, but a few. With Paris, we had 2 matches recently that I really liked, both in Chaotic. One, which was like at the not last Chaotic show, like a few Chaotic shows ago for the Panoptic title, and then one back in December. I really liked both of those. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to choose which one I like more because like we've wrestled each other so many times now. So like we just know each other so well in the ring that I feel like each time we wrestle it just gets like better and better. Yeah. But I would say the last match, if she hadn't gotten herself counted out, because then I would have probably won the match and won the title. So, but unfortunately she got herself counted out, so that didn't happen. So I'd say it's like pretty close between those two. So those matches, I had a match with Aaron Rourke. It was probably like actually just over a year ago, which that's still to this day one of my favorite matches. Even though I feel like I've improved so much since then, I still love that match, even though it was like over a year ago. And then one match, it's like kind of, a little bit different, but like you get to see a different side of me, was the All Out War match, because like it wasn't a singles match, obviously, but you got to see a little bit of extreme Shannon. You got to see me jumping off the balcony.
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
Stabbing Danny Miles with the skewers. Like you got to see a side of me there that you don't usually see, which like I think is kind of fun. I've wrestled Davey a few times, and I've loved all of those matches. So it's hard. I know I've just listed so many matches. It's hard to choose just one, but I
Just
think
type
those
it
are
up.
some of my like top ones. But there's
Yeah.
so many I've had that I'd be happy if anyone watched them.
Yeah, definitely. So, all right, let me read some into the chat, then we'll go back to all this. So, Jeff says Shannon versus Ricky is a great match.
Oh, that's another one I would wanted to bring up. That one we had recently. That I really enjoyed that match too, especially since, I got the win on him there. I like, that part is a big plus.
Definitely. Zach says, I always recommend her and Aaron Rourke for the Panoptic title from the first Next Level in New Hampshire. This match has made me truly see that Shannon has the it factor. That's something special to be something big. And he said, love that you said that as soon as I hit send.
I, I think that's why I still love that match to this day, because I kind of feel like that was like my breakout match where like everyone really got to see like what I can do. So I think that's kind of why that match like holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. But yeah, I definitely was going to touch base with you because, like I said, Paris has been on this podcast about 2 weeks ago, and she was talking about you, and you guys, again, have great chemistry. She said, I think we've wrestled like 17 times. She was like,
Something like
you-
that.
huh? More than that?
Probably something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of times we've wrestled.
It's so, but it seems like it's one of those things, like I like to call it the fight forever pretty much kind of deal. And it's just, I have a lot of wrestlers like that I say like that the chemistry is just there and every match is better. And, it's something different every time because I don't, especially someone like me who go to like different promotions. I don't really want to see the same thing that I just saw at promotion A at
Right.
promotion B, that you can tell that story differently every time. So I feel like that's going to be one in the books that you guys are fight forever, maybe across the states one day all over, maybe outside of the states.
And to think all these matches we've had have been like within less than 2 years. So like who knows how many times we're gonna wrestle each other in our careers. But hey, I'll wrestle Paris any day because it's always a good match.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit more, like if we want to talk a little bit about the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, maybe maybe some of your favorite moments working there, anything that like sticks out.
Yeah, so it's such an amazing place. Like the coaches there are amazing, the atmosphere is amazing there. Like it's very like it's competitive, but everyone's so supportive of one another. And I feel like in wrestling a lot, you have people who, like kind of look out for themselves, which like isn't a bad thing. Like you kind of have to. But I feel like with the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, from the moment I started, I had so many people like trying to help me, looking out for me, bringing me along shows with them to meet promoters and help me get booked. And like even before I was even doing shows, I was having people bringing me to shows with them just to help me like introduce me to people. So the people there are like so helpful, like so motivating and inspiring, and the atmosphere there is so good. And I just feel like on top of that, the training was top notch. And in my opinion, like I think it's the best in the area, if not the country. We learned so much there. We cover so many different areas. A lot of blow-ups that get you in good shape, but I love it there. I can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah, I always tell like other like students like, kind of like travel around, go check out other schools, like you never know, like, just because you go to one place, and you get your knowledge, there's nothing wrong with expanding and evolving,
Yeah.
and I know like me and Chase have talked about, I feel like I could bring Chase back on here so we can go like a little bit deeper into that because it's been a while since I had Mr. Waterboy on. Much love. Chase knows I love him to death. So we can talk a little bit more deeper, and he offers, a lot of, for people that, you could do like a punch card, like 10, especially someone that doesn't live in Massachusetts, they'll give like one free session for somebody that's already been trained so they can try it out. So much option that you can do there. So,
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk definitely about Wrestle Open. Wrestle Open's definitely one of my favorite promotions. It gets to find like a lot of people. Me, I've been lucky. There's so many people that I know that actually go over to Wrestle Open. So, but I want to talk about Becca and you, which was fun because I bust out laughing with the whole thing of you going, no, your little dance, that Becca,
I
and this.
pulled a fast one on me and it didn't work. She was like, I'm gonna belly to back her right from the start. And I was like, no, I'm athletic. I'm gonna flip right through this. And I was like, not today, Becca. It surprised me. I know Becca well. She was one of the people who like helped me so much in the beginning and still helps me. But she's got that, little evil side to her now. So I knew what she was thinking before she even did it. So I was like, not today, Becca. I know you more than that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh man, all you guys in the chat, I see you. I see you. I'm gonna come to your question. So, is there anybody like at Wrestle Open that you want to wrestle?
Ooh, that's tough. I'm honestly just always open to wrestling new people who I haven't gone to step in the ring with before. And I feel like Wrestling Open is a great opportunity for that because you have people coming from all over the place. So just like being able to wrestle people, maybe I haven't heard of them, maybe I have, and I've really wanted to wrestle them for a while. So honestly, anyone, like just someone who I haven't stepped in the ring with before. I feel like Wrestling Open's a great place to have that first time matchup.
Definitely, definitely. All right, let me give some love in this chat. Jeff says, "Who's your favorite wrestler to watch wrestle? Like you make sure you don't miss them." Ooh, good question.
That is good. Um, this is repetitive, but obviously Sasha Banks. I feel like I love her style of wrestling, and I kind of like try to like adapt a lot of her move set into mine just because I don't know, I think it's really good. Um, who else?
How
I
about
think
somebody
Dan
in the indies?
Oh, indies.
Let's do
Ooh,
indies.
indies.
Yeah.
Hmm. Honestly, someone like Becca is someone I would love to watch all of her matches, especially training with her. Like, I always like if we're like doing drills, like I'll like pay attention to what she does. I'll try to watch a lot of her matches because I just think she's so amazing and I really do look up to her since she helped me from the beginning and like to see where she is now doing so amazing. So she's someone who I definitely do make sure to watch a lot of her stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's see. Laura wants to know any crazy travel stories.
Hmm.
Now you can throw everybody under the bus now that anybody that's picked on you.
Let's see. Luck, I feel like I haven't had anything too wild yet. There
Oh God,
was,
she said yet. You see that?
yeah, knock on wood, but I feel like at some point something wild's gonna happen, and you just have to like accept it. But I feel like I don't know, the wildest thing was probably like I said, it's not that wild, but we were going to New York for a show, and the hotel we were in was just like really gross, and yeah, that's really like the only thing I got. Like there were stains everywhere,
Oh
and
my
they
God, where
just
the hell did you stay in New York?
I don't even know where it was,
Oof.
to be honest. I didn't book it, but yeah, then like the hotel was full, which I don't know how it was, so we couldn't switch rooms. We just kind of had to deal with it. But honestly, that's probably the like most wildest thing I've
Oh,
had, surprisingly. So let's hope it stays at that and doesn't get wilder, but it probably will at some point.
we could have her, drive with Jeff Cannonball, who threw pizza out the window, a full pie, out the
Yeah,
window.
I've not had that happen.
We've
Not
talked.
had that happen
We
to me.
talked about that pretty much. Hey, heel pops and chair shots. What's going on? I love you. I miss you. You got to come to some of the shows that I'm at. You got to come up. You got to come see Shannon up at Chaotic. I know Massachusetts is a ride, but it's worth it. Definitely worth it. Zach says also Shannon owes Megan Bain some payback, but that takes her having the guts to show up in Worcester again.
Exactly. I wasn't too happy with that choke slam. Wasn't fun to take, so who knows? Maybe some payback is in the future.
Do we put like Megan in the Chokeslam championship, guys? Like, let me know. We have a belt that we haven't crowned the Chokeslam champion yet. I have it. It's in my house. So we haven't crowned it yet. That's supposed to happen soon. So stay tuned with the channel as well. Zach says seeing Shannon on Open is so great. Come see her tomorrow night if you aren't already planning to. So there you go.
I will be there tomorrow night, so definitely stop by. I still need a sponsor, so if anyone wants to sponsor me, I'll love you forever.
There you go. Sponsor, definitely hit up Beyond Wrestling at I think it's gmail.com. So definitely follow on the social medias for that. So, all right, because I know Zach wants to talk about this, but I definitely had put this as one of my questions. We have to talk about you being a little daredevil that you are, okay? We got to talk about you jumping off high spots at chaotic shows, jumping off bars at Fight Life, second floors, all this crazy stuff. So, give us a little bit about that. Is it a little nerve-wracking for you? Well, clearly not, because you keep doing it. So,
Yeah. It's weird. Like you would think I would be scared, but I'm not. Like even the first time we were at that venue in Lowell with the balcony was at Cold Fury. And I remember walking in, seeing that balcony, I was like, ooh, I want to jump off that one day. But I just had to wait for the right moment. And All Out War was the right moment. Like, come on, like when else are you gonna do it if not at All Out War?
yeah.
So, I was planning it. I'm like, okay, if I can find the perfect time to jump off this balcony, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And I kind of thought, like, okay, I'm probably gonna be a little bit nervous when I, climb up there about the jump. I was up there and no nerves whatsoever. I think the adrenaline just like is going so much that I don't know. I was just like, let's do it. And that's kind of like jumping off of anything, like the bar, like it wasn't, the bar wasn't as high as the balcony, obviously, but
Right.
like it's still, you're just jumping off a bar. Like people don't usually do that. Or at the Pug Pro show, when I like jumped off the windowsill ledge after pushing mortar off, like I don't know. I guess I've kind of just gotten used to it. And I used to be a long jumper in high school, so I've always had a thing for jumping. So I don't know. I think it's just I see something and I want to jump off of it. I'm just trying to be the next Shane McMahon here. Just jumping off places.
I love that. I love that. I know that, or is it Zach had wrote something like that? Where'd it go, Zach? Or you said something that you're trying to be the McMahon pretty much.
Honestly, yeah. Like I'm just like I used to watch him like jump off like the Hell in a Cell, and I was like, that man's crazy. But now I'm kind of like, but maybe he was on to something here.
So, is there anything like maybe you want to jump off on for like one of your upcoming matches? Is there anything tickle your
Anything
fancy?
that's up high. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's up high, I'll jump off of it.
Oh my goodness. I see like a match with like Alex Zane in the future or Matt Justice jumping off crazy shit. You guys are crazy. But I
I
mean, the
know.
good thing is you have people that you can trust that will catch you. So that's like one of the most.
Like that's why All Out War. I'm like, okay, there's 10 people in this match. Like, if they're all down there fighting each other, if I jump, like, they're not gonna have a choice but to catch me because I'm coming down either way. So I'll be fine. Will they be fine? Hopefully, but I'll be fine.
All right. So wait, let me move forward to where's one of these questions because it was from. So we have a fan tweet, but somebody just came into the chat. All right. So I had a fan tweet from Focus Pro Wrestling, which you have an upcoming match. So his question is, what are your thoughts on your upcoming match with Stan Styles on March 25th at Focus Pro? Never gonna give you up. But just so you know, Stan's in the chat. Hi, Stan.
Ooh,
What's up?
hello.
So,
I'm looking forward to this because it's a first time matchup. I love Focus Pro Wrestling. I've been there once before and I absolutely loved it there. So I'm excited to be back, excited to wrestle Stan. Like I said, I love the first time matchups, wrestling people I haven't been in the ring with before. But I'm a little nervous with the whipped cream to get that squirted into my mouth, like, because I love whipped cream. So, like, it might be a distraction to me, and so I'm a little bit nervous for that. But overall, I'm very excited for this matchup. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
yeah, definitely watch out for the shake weight.
That I'm nervous about too. So I got a lot to look out for in this match, and I gotta be very careful going into it.
Yeah, he's a little sneaky thing. And then, the flying pants. Be careful of that because he wears like 3 pants and then he flings them. So,
Yeah, there's so many different things going in this match I have to look out for. So I got a lot of preparation to do for it.
definitely. Zach says, I'm intrigued about this because I don't know very much about Stan Styles. Well, you could actually watch Intergender Bonanza. Stan's been on this podcast before. We've talked about the Intergender Bonanzas, which is great, which you've been on too. So,
I have.
so I love that. If you love intergender wrestling, this is definitely something for you. And it gives you like options, maybe there are some men like Darren Hardway, who I remember being at like his first intergender. I think it was with Riley Shepard. One of my favorite matches. You guys wrestled, right?
Yes, my first intergender bonanza match was
Yeah.
against Derek Hardway, so I loved that match, and Yeah, Intergender Bonanza is great, so definitely check that out. Come check Focus Pro out too. See me versus
Yes.
Styles.
Shout out to Focus Pro. I gotta get up there. I've been dying to like go up there. I was sad because I wanted to go up to the first one, but then I was going to Miami for my birthday, so I couldn't come, and I was very sad. So I will eventually get to like one of the shows, or like he runs like the same day. It was like one of my other friends that runs, and I'm like, ah.
Like,
So
oh, so many shows you want to go to at once.
I can't. If we could clone me, that would be wonderful. But then my wallet would be crying. So
Yeah. So maybe it's for the best.
I might need some sponsorships.
That'd be great.
That'd be great. Jeff's. Oh, this is a good question. Jeff says, "How has it been developing your new character at Rad Pro?"
That it's been very tricky because obviously no one's seen this character yet, but it's very different than the Shannon you see. This is Eyeless, who's very creepy, like very mysterious, and just very different. So honestly, going into this, I'm sure no fan really knows what to expect from Eyeless. I don't fully know what to expect from Eyeless. But it's been a lot of fun figuring it out, like figuring out, what I'm gonna wear, what I'm gonna act like. But it's definitely something. I think it might be sold out already.
Yeah.
But you have your tickets to Rad Pro, you're in for a treat because you're gonna see a side of me that is completely different than what you normally see. I'm usually very smiley and happy, but I'm not gonna be at Rad Pro. I don't know if you're gonna see a smile out of me, but it's going to be very fun, so definitely check out. I know there's going to be more Rad Pro shows coming up, so if you're not going to the next one, go to one of those. But it's been a lot of fun and definitely one of the more challenging things so far, trying to come up with something so different than what I've been doing.
Yeah, I'm excited, and it will be on IWTV. It won't be live, but it will be edited and it will be up on IWTV. We talked about this with Max Matchmaster. I really wanted to come up, and I couldn't make it work. Plus, it's 4 hours from me. It's a hike. So hopefully I can come to like one of the other ones. I'm really curious how this is going to be. I am really excited. It's definitely something good that can make you guys grow, or and then just to come see your characters over there. Hey, Paris, how are you? She goes, how does it feel knowing that you'll never be the Panoptic champion?
Excuse me. I think we all know that our last match we had, I was going to win that, and that's why you got yourself counted out. You knew you were losing that title, so you did the one thing you could and take the count out. So I think we both know the outcome of that match would have been me winning that title. So all I'm saying is I'm coming for that title, and I'm winning it. And that's on period.
Oh, period. There you go. There you have it. There you have it. Man, we're covering like so much stuff. So many a lot of wonderful promotions out there. All right, so let's talk. We can talk a little bit about Fight Life. I definitely want to give some love over to Frank as well. Fight Life's great. Now they moved over to Fight TV, so I'm like happy about that. Sorry, High Spot. So you're a little pricey. But much love to you, though. And again, I wish I could come up to like every freaking show because every show is a freaking banger up there. So I definitely want to come back up again, hopefully soon. So they're on Wednesdays, and if you guys have Fight Plus, I mean, now it's going up to $7.99. It was $4.99, but definitely worth it. They've been putting all their backlog, which is great. So the next show is on the 15th. So any like special moments for you that has happened at Fight Life that you'd like to share?
I've loved Fight Life. I've had some great matches there. Like my first match there was against Paris, one of our many matches, which was very good. I got to wrestle Davienne there. The most recent show was a lot of fun when I got to be in that scramble because that was a super fun scramble because everyone in that match, I don't think I'd ever wrestled before. I was in like a 6-man tag once with Alley Catch, but other than that, I had never really wrestled anyone in that match. But, like, they were all people I really wanted to wrestle because there was Alley Catch, Marcus Mathers, Kylon King, Griffin McCoy, and then Alec Price just added himself, like, last minute, like, as the match had started. So they were all people that I really wanted to wrestle for a while, and then I got the chance to do it all at once. So that was super fun, and, yeah, I always love going to Fight Life. It's always such a fun time, always such good matches, such a good show, and definitely a show that you should check out sometime if you haven't seen Fight Life already.
Definitely. I can't wait for that last one. I didn't get a chance to watch the last one. So when it's up on Fight, I'm definitely watching it. All good people, you guys know it. I love it too, with the fact of, like you said, like the clash, right? Like that there's so many different people in here, like Marcus Matters, like I've always watched at H2O, like even when he was like, before he was like 18, Griffin McCoy, Young, Dumb and Broke, that I've been like watching for years. So it's kind of nice to me, who like fall Jersey people, and then you're seeing like a lot of people, up in Mass now, or Rhode Island, because that's where like Fight Life mostly is.
Right,
So,
like you have all these different people and you just like put them in one amazing match, and it's such a fun time. And then like the next show, I'm excited because this is like kind of like a clash of people. I'm in a tag match, me and Cosmic, who I don't know much about her, but we're tagging together, and so I'm really excited for that versus the team of Mortar and Ichiban. So
right.
like I think that's going to be a super fun match. One of those clashes that you wouldn't really expect to see, but we're going to see it, and it's going to be awesome.
I love it. Zach says, seeing you work together with Alec made me happy guy. That match was fun. I saw something else. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, Dave says, what is your dream match at Fight Life?
Ooh. Honestly, anyone in that scramble, give me one-on-one with them. I love wrestling in a scramble with them. I'll take any of them on one-on-one. I think it would be a great match.
There's a lot of great people, a lot of talented people. I can't wait even to see down the line of everything. This guy said, Adam in the chat, girl, you're brave. Fuck going live. I want to edit. Nah, I like live. I like the live reaction from the fans. The fans are very interactive here, giving us questions for my girl Shannon here. I like it. I like being live. I don't like editing. Screw that crap. It's preference. So all right, so let's talk about this, because Chaotic was last Friday. You worked with Modar. I died. I was like, he came out with the pigtails, with the face paint, and the cute shirt, and then you had the face paint. I was like, oh, this is the team that I need forever.
The team no one ever knew they needed.
Yes.
And we went all out for that. Did he want to do the pigtails and headband? Like, that's debatable, but I think that's the new look for him. I think he pulled it off. He looked great. I think I pulled the face paint off.
You
did. I think I should be doing face paint going forward. And honestly, what a dream team. Like, we really just like, I don't know. I just loved seeing him in the pigtails and the little troublemaker headband. He looked so cute.
I loved it. It was like kind of like, oh, it was just cute. I don't know. I loved it. And I feel like you could team with like Aaron Rourke, right? And then do like the fake, because I'm obsessed. Every time I come up to Chaotic or Fight Life and I'm in the backstage, I always have to get him doing his paint. And I'm just obsessed with it. So I feel like you and him as a team with the face paint and the glitter.
It would, evil shenanigans. Like, it would.
Oh, that's the team, man.
It's meant to be. I would love the team with Aaron Rourke. I think we would do incredible things together.
Yes, I'm here for it. So another team we all need to name. Jeff says Shannon's face paint was fire at the show. Paris said y'all lost.
Okay, but we looked cute doing it. So, I mean, you win some, you lose some. We looked cuter than you and Ricky. Like, okay, Ricky was wearing your sunglasses and hat. You were repping zero Ricky Smokes. That's all I'm saying. Like,
She
where's
did the arm thing though when she came. It was quick though.
Not enough.
Props to that though. I kind of popped for that.
You had nowhere near as much team unity as me and Mortar did. And that's a fact.
There you go.
I mean, you can't argue with that.
All right, so we have a fan tweet from Good Cop, Bad Cop. He likes messing with everybody on this podcast. So he said, with Shannon Levangie being an anagram of Shanigan novel, tell us a story of wrestlers and shenanigans. Ooh.
Honestly, I saw this question. I was like, let me think of like a story of shenanigans. And what else to talk about was me and Mortar tagging. Like, and us just, me doing the face paint, wearing the Mortar mask, him having the pigtails and the troublemaker headband. Like, two very different people, but like become one. I feel like that that's shenanigans right there. You have big tough Mortar with his pigtails. Like the fact that I was able to pull off making him do that, incredible.
That was great. That was great. Oh man. All right. So the Jeff just said this to the chat. So I want to try to like pull it up on the screen for you, said because he said, "Holy shit! Just saw the elimination match announcement." So we have Panoptic Championship Eliminator, Paris Alish versus Becca versus Shannon. So
Oh, you hear that, Paris? I get another title shot, and I'm coming for your title at Cold Fury.
uh-oh. All right.
Breaking.
Breaking news right here on the podcast, pretty much. So definitely check that out. That's at Cold Fury, one of the biggest pay-per-views of Chaotic. It's next Friday. Get your tickets. If not, you can watch it on Twitch. I'll be in the
And you're
chat.
gonna be live to see me win the Panoptic title from Paris Vandale. So you want to make sure you're seeing that, because that's monumental.
Yes. Mitch is in the chat. What's up, Mitch? He said, hope all is well. Loving the interview. Thanks so much. And Paris said, I'm eliminating all of you at once.
Wrong. I'll be eliminating you first.
I'm just here. I'm just reading everything over here. So, all right. So let's talk a little bit about positivity, because it's important to me on this podcast, because there's so much negative into the world of social media and everything like that. I like to focus on that. So is there anything that comes to mind, whether it's something that, you know, you've done for a fan, maybe a fan's done for you, maybe a wrestler's done for you, maybe something you've done, something that we wouldn't know unless you would share?
I think I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but just the fact that in wrestling, like, you have a lot of people who only look out for themselves, like, can be kind of selfish, not really, like, care about bringing other people up, but that was not my experience whatsoever. I never once felt like anyone was trying to hold me down. I always felt like they were trying to bring me up. And there were so many, like, people I've worked with that were more focused on making sure that I could shine and I could look good than even themselves, and making sure they looked good. And I think I'm extremely fortunate that I was around people like that who wanted to help me out so much, because I know a lot of people don't have that same experience. And yeah, just being around people like that who just have such a positive vibe, a positive atmosphere, and being around that's just been awesome.
That's awesome. There's so many great things about the indies, man. Go check it out, definitely. So I think I should have it now. I have the photo that I pushed it out for you guys so you can see the Chaotic show. So I threw it up. So definitely check this out. It's going to be a banger.
Yes, it will.
Literally a big banger, pretty much there. All right. So what are some things you like to do when you're not wrestling?
I love to take naps. I know it's not really exciting, but I love a good nap. And I don't mean like a little cat nap, like 15 minutes. No, you have to go big or go home. I'm talking like 2 hours. Like when I take a nap, I'm taking a nap. I only take those little short ones if I'm desperate, because I don't know, 15-minute nap just doesn't cut it for me. Only if I'm desperate I'll do that. But yeah, I know that's not super exciting, but like I'm tired a lot, because so I'm still in school right now. Well, right now I'm on spring break, so not currently, but typically I'm in school. So usually I'm just like class, homework, wrestling, and then if I have time, a nap. And yeah, that's kind of what I do, I guess.
Okay. Hi, Mitch. Definitely know who that is. HHH guy in the chat says, what's her favorite match she's had at Chaotic Wrestling, and is there one dream match for Chaotic Shannon wishes she could have?
So my favorite match at Chaotic, a lot of my like favorite ones I did have been from Chaotic. So I'd say my favorite has been between either my one with Paris, probably the one in December, and my one with Aaron Rourke last year. I'd say it's one of those two would have to be my favorite in Chaotic. And then for who I'd want to wrestle, there's a lot of people I'd love to wrestle in Chaotic. I guess I kind of am wrestling her, Becca. We're in that elimination match, but I haven't wrestled her one-on-one in Chaotic, so that's a match I'd love to have. Armani, Chaos, I'd love to wrestle him in Chaotic. You know, we're we're friends, but I just like to wrestle him. I think it'd be a fun match. Anthony Green, he's someone I'd love to wrestle. JT Dunn, we've been in a few tags together, but I would love to be in a singles match with him. So, yeah, there's plenty of people I'd love to wrestle, but those are just some of the few who I haven't really gotten that singles match with yet.
Jeff says, I want to see Shannon beat the crap out of Chris Loggins.
Loggins, you know what, Loggins, it's a love-hate relationship with him. I love Loggins, but sometimes he's got a bit of an attitude, so you got to beat him up a little bit. I did get to beat him up once at it was one of the Dover shows we had. It was when we had the tag team Lucky Lottery thing. I forget what it was called, but me and Becca wrestled Gall and Chris Loggins, so I got to beat him up a little bit there. So hopefully I'll get to do it again.
I'm sure it'll happen in the future. Robert's in the chat. What's going on? He goes, we need you to join the Church of Greatness and take out each one of the Satan chanters.
Me and the Church of Greatness. That would be I would be quite the addition to the Church of Greatness. I think that'd be a fun time.
I think it would be. Robert says, join the Ranch or Church of Greatness.
See, I'm a flying solo kind of girl, both are options. They're both great options. But I don't know, maybe the Ranch. I mean, I've been Chaotic Cowgirl before, so I have a little cowgirl experience, so that might kind of fit in, but I don't know, that's a tough one.
See, if you join the Ranch, you got to rescue Clip Clop.
Yeah.
So you just got to go in and get Clip Clop and split.
And bye. I'm out. My time here's done.
I can't. All right, John gave me a question earlier on Instagram. He goes, what are your dream opponents for this year?
For this year? That's tough, because I don't usually set, I'm not someone who sets, yearly goals. I'm kind of just let's just take it one step at a time. But I would love Willow Nightingale. She's killing it right now in AEW. She's so sweet. I'd love to wrestle her. Billy Starks. She's also killing it right now. Would love to do a singles match with her. Maybe I've listed some of the people already, in Chaotic. Anthony Green, JT Dunn, Alec Price. I'd like to wrestle him too. So yeah, I think those are some of my people that I think would be cool if I could wrestle them at some point this year. Will it happen? Who knows? But I think those are some good people that at some point I would love to wrestle any of them.
We could throw in Delmi XO.
Delmi, yes. I would love to wrestle Delmi. That would be an awesome match.
I feel like that would be good at Grind or even at Wrestle Open. I mean, I personally would kind of like it at Grind. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, closer to you, sir.
Yeah. And of course, my girl Casey Kirk, or as I like to be who are you again?
Yeah, that would be another
That's
awesome match I would love to have.
Okay, no death match though, just a regular match because
No, I'm not quite the death match. All of War with the skewers, that's the most death match you'll see from Shannon. That's not my cup of tea.
That's okay.
I like to doing the cool, jumping off and little flippy things. That's my style.
I was kind of saying to her the other day, I was I know she's kind of this death match wrestler, right, that everybody knows. And obviously even when I found her originally doing the explosion match and everything like that, but I've seen her so many years regular wrestling, and that's one of the things is I feel you get scorned as this death match wrestler, and then you kind of forget that they actually know how to wrestle, because you're just seeing mostly in death matches, and Casey's one of the ones that bigger proof of it, that you'll see her having crazy regular matches and stuff, and the Lucky Ducklings, the Ugly Ducklings recently, she had an amazing match. It was just regular wrestling, her and Yoya and Janai. Janai is another one that probably should go on your list too, who's absolutely amazing. But I feel you guys would have a great match, but I definitely appreciate when you see so much of somebody doing the death matches and then they come out and they do just a regular match, and you're
it's insane. I have so much respect for those people because even just anyone who does death matches, like, wow, you guys are tough. I don't know if I'm that tough, but like so much respect to them. And then people that can do both, like they be doing it all, and it's amazing.
It is. So much love to them. Much love to Casey. Everybody knows that. Jeff says, have you ever wrestled Little Mean Kathleen? I'd like to see that.
I have wrestled Little Mean Kathleen a few times. I've wrestled her at Top Rope once, and at APW once. So we haven't wrestled many times, but we have a few times. But it's been a while since we have wrestled one-on-one, so I definitely do want to wrestle her again soon because Little Mean Kathleen's awesome. She's so fun, and it's always a fun time being around her. So I'd love to wrestle her again.
But see, I think this is great. Like, we ask these questions because, like, maybe somebody just follows like one promotion, but don't realize that maybe you do wrestle some of these people outside in a different promotion that maybe they never heard of. And then they can go look that up and then find some more wrestlers that way.
Exactly.
Zach's yelling at, please don't. I didn't say for her to do a death match. I don't want her to do a death match. Okay?
Don't worry.
No, I don't want her to do it.
Death match.
I was just saying she could wrestle Casey in a regular match, okay? No one said death match. I'm just, okay? Like, don't come at me.
No death matches are planned for me.
Listen, I come at Casey. I don't want her doing it. Right? I'm like, I don't want her even doing the death matches.
Right. It's scary.
Don't listen to Zach do a death match. Paris.
I mean, I will say. Wait, that was Paris.
Okay, wait. Okay, let's add a logical question here. Okay, you and Paris have crazy chemistry, right? You guys will always, like I said, always have that fight forever, whatever, like that. You go into this storyline, right? And it builds this whole storyline. Would the possibility of like a hardcore match, at least, or if it came into like having a death match, would it be something that you would consider doing?
You know what? If I'm gonna have a death match with anyone, I'll do it with Paris because I love beating her up, and I know she loves beating me up. So bring in some weapons, like we're gonna make use of those weapons, and we're gonna make it work. So if you're gonna see me in a death match, it's gonna be against Paris.
There you go. There you go. Is that okay, Zach? Okay, because I feel a lot of people like they have that itch, right? That they want some sort of color, as they call it, for the deathmatch scene or whatever. But some people will only do it if it's a big payoff for a storyline.
Which I feel like, I don't know, like if I'm just having a death match with a random person, like I don't know, like I don't hate you, so why am I trying to like kill you? Whereas like I feel like me and Paris have that history that like we could do a death match together. There's enough, history there, enough story that I think it could happen. Who knows?
Paris said, I'll hit you in the head with a light too.
And I'll stab you with skewers like I did Danny Miles, so I'll play that game too.
Much love to Danny Miles. I feel so bad. He tore his ACL.
I feel bad. Even though I did stab him with skewers, like I do love Danny Miles. So I heard about that and that made me so sad.
Yeah. So much love. Go show some support. Go buy his merch. I shared it and everything if anybody wants to go buy or hit me up or hit Danny Miles up. So Dave Dave had asked, wait, where is it? He asked, where do you see yourself in 1 year?
In 1 year?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would just doing more and being better than I am now. I'm just constantly looking to improve. So at whatever rate that happens, it happens. So a year from now, I just want to be able to look back to where I am right now thinking, wow, I've improved so much since then. Like I was just talking about my match I had with Aaron Rourke last year and how that's still one of my favorite matches, but I can see that I've improved so much since then. So I want to be able to say the same thing a year from now. Wherever I may be then is wherever I may be, but I'm just constantly looking to improve. So that's kind of my main goal, I guess.
So any goals in the sense in general, like maybe there's some promotions that you would like to go, some traveling you would like to do, whether it's this year or maybe next year, anything?
I would love to definitely do more traveling, I've done pretty much all Northeast so far, so I would love to get out of the Northeast and do some more traveling, other states, maybe out of the country. Definitely traveling is a big thing, and then I guess the big goal. I mean, get signed, whether that be WWE, AEW. I feel like a lot of people, that's kind of what the big goal is. So if that's a year from now, if that's many years from now, if that's not something that's going to happen, but that's just something that I would love is the main goal is getting signed by a major company like that.
Awesome. So I have one more question for you. If anybody has any more questions, feel free, drop it into the chat, and then we'll go over everything that she has coming up so you can go give her some love and support. So every interview that I do, I like to end it on a good note because we have fans that are thinking about getting into wrestling, or there's fans that started training, or maybe even, there are those students out there that just like, are a little bit training and, looking for some more advice. But is there anything that, you can give for those, amateur and inspired wrestlers out there?
Yeah, I feel like, let's see, what's the thing I wanted to cover on? Just like be consistent, I guess. It can be hard because wrestling is a lot on the body. So you want to make sure you're staying consistent with it because if you take breaks, it just gets harder to get back into the routine of things because your body's getting sore and then you're tempted to take another break because your body's sore. But the more you like stick with it, then like the easier it's going to become, the faster you're going to progress with it. And then also just like take feedback from a lot of different people. If you're taking the same feedback from like the same person, you're only going to learn that person's way of wrestling, which even if they're a great wrestler, like you want to like learn from everyone, learn what one person might think versus someone else and kind of adapt everything to become the best wrestler you can be and not just become another version of someone else. So I guess those are kind of the two things that like I would really harp on because I think the reason that I've been able to progress at a fast rate is because I've always been very consistent with my wrestling from when I started to now. The longest break I've maybe had is like a week off from wrestling because I like went on vacation or something. But other than that, like at least once a week I've done something. Usually I try to train twice a week and then on top of that I'll have like shows on weekends. So yeah, definitely just stick with it. At first it can be pretty tricky, but it's 100% worth it. So just stick with it.
Definitely some great advice over there. So yeah, so let's talk about what you got coming up again. So like, I have this one here handy. So we're gonna push back up the chaotic. So definitely again, check that out. You can watch on Twitch if you can't get to chaotic, which I highly recommend. I really wanted to come to Cold Fury. If things change, then they'll change, and then maybe I can come.
Well, it's the biggest event of the year.
I know.
So
I've been dying to come to like one of the biggest ones. So I don't know if things change. Things change. Like we'll see. But this is going to be amazing. Again, you guys can watch it on Twitch. Amazon gives you a free subscribe, so you can use it with Chaotic as well. So, and I'll be in there. I'm a mod in the chat, so you can come in there. I can don't be a smart ass because I'll ban you out.
Go check out. This is the show, Cold Fury. Definitely, that's a must see.
So also we got Focus Pro, another promotion I need to get up to. Did he put out? I gotta go ask him. Did he put out the last show? Because he did message me and tell me that he taped this one because I yelled at him. The first show didn't get taped. I was very upset because there was a bunch of matches I wanted to see.
Not to my knowledge. I know like they were filming because like I saw people like holding little cameras, but I haven't seen it yet. So if they have, I don't know where it is, but I think they did film it.
Okay,
so.
I gotta go harass. So if you're listening to podcasts,
too,
I love you. I want to watch your stuff. You got to put it out there. It's like one of my biggest pet peeves, like, because there's so much wrestling I want to watch. And there's so many amazing matches. And then there's promotions that don't tape it and don't put it anywhere. And then I get upset because there's, like, matches that I've been dying to see. Like,
let the world see these matches.
Brad Cashew and Dustin Waller. So in my head, that never happened because it's not out there. It didn't happen. So somebody needs to run that back.
If you have a banger, you're gonna want to like show it to the world.
Seriously. So I'm waiting for that because I really love what he books as well. So also we have Focus Pro, which we talked a little bit about with you and Stan Styles. So you could check that out. And then was this the championship, the Battle of the Throne Capital Battle?
Yeah, CCW. That's this Saturday. I'll be making my debut there, so I'm very excited for that one because CCW, Capital Championship Wrestling, that's somewhere that I've been wanting to wrestle for a bit now. So I'm excited to make my debut there this weekend. So definitely check that out. That will be in Delaware.
Awesome. And then we have Rad Pro. Definitely, it is sold out. So if you don't have tickets, it will be on IWTV eventually. This is going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to watching this one as
Yeah.
well. So very interested to see how your character is going to be. So, and then we have Fight Life. Fight Life is coming. Ichiban and Mortar versus Cosmic and you. So this is gonna be fun.
A lot of fun matches coming up, and then open tomorrow. So we'll see what I'm doing there, but lots of good matches coming up of mine, and hopefully, you'll be able to watch it either in person or Twitch, IWTV, wherever they're streaming.
Definitely. Oh, John, I got your question already. We talked about it already. You just came in. Yeah, we talked about her dream matches of 2023. So definitely go back and start from the beginning as well. Lone Wolf Jane wants to know, how many outfits do you have? I love gear.
Ooh. So I have one, two, three, four, five, six outfits, I think in total. Right, the first two gears I haven't really worn those in a while. So I'm kind of like right now currently rotating through four of them, but I do have six total. I want to get another one soon though. So I love getting new gear. My problem is I love the color blue. And so I'm just always drawn to blue gear. And then every time I want new gear, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get something that doesn't have any blue in it because I need something different. And then I'm like designing it and I'm like, oh, but blue would look really good here. So I also need something with blue in it. So we'll see. Hopefully my next gear I get won't be any blue. But if it does have blue, I tried and I just gave in.
Just like a little bit, maybe for like the itch. Even if you do a completely different color, but if you give like
A little touch
something
of-
in it, like a logo or something,
Yeah.
or like your name in blue, or something like that.
Just,
So,
I'm always drawn to blue. Even blue Gatorade, something about it.
awesome. John wants to know, what's your favorite match at Open so far?
I'd say I'm torn between the one I had with Paris and the one I had with Becca. I enjoyed both of those a lot because they were both just very fun matches that I liked. So I'd say one of those two.
Okay. All right. Well, Zach says the blue and pink gear is fantastic.
I think that's my favorite one so far. Not gonna lie, it's also very comfortable too, which that's always important to me that I'm comfortable.
Oh, do you want to like shout out like some of the like gear makers out there for anybody that's like interested?
Yeah, so I have her name's Kim. She makes the gear. She's not like an actual like wrestling gear maker. She's a seamstress and she makes wrestling gear for a lot of people and like a lot of women in the New England area. So like I think you have like Becca, Paris, like they also go to her, but she's awesome. I love all my gear I get from her. So especially if you're in the New England area, she's a great one to go to.
There you go. I know Paris talked a little bit about her as well the last episode that she was on. So, but I always like to give some love for those people too. And there's always people looking for gear makers. So,
Possible without them, or else I'd just be wrestling in regular clothes, and that just wouldn't be as fun.
oh, we got more people in here. More questions coming in. Here we go. All right. Jerry says, how did you dive off the balcony for Chaotic in Low Come About? Whose idea was it?
Oh, that was 100% my idea. I was like, I wanna make an impact here tonight. And like I said earlier, ever since I saw that balcony for the first time, I wanted to jump off of it. I just needed to find the right moment, and that was the right moment. So I was gonna jump off that balcony whether they wanted me to or not. I was making an impact, and I think it worked.
And John also said you did not like when Megan came back. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that as well.
No, that wasn't very fun for me.
She owes her a chokeslam.
Yeah.
And then maybe she could come for the chokeslam championship. So we'll see.
Exactly.
I have it, guys. I have it. It's
I'm
fun.
coming for that chokeslam championship.
Oh, Dante Drago, careful. Kylon King, careful. And Trayvon, careful. Those are the
What?
three right now that are competing for this beautiful chokeslam championship. So
Watch out, I'm coming for it. Even though I've never given a choke slam before, I'm gonna learn how to do it, and it's gonna be amazing.
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun because now everybody's Lil Mean Kathleen did one recently, and she said I'm the chokeslam champion. Bobby Orlando now is saying that am I the chokeslam champion now? So somebody walked up to me at Remarkable. I had no idea who they were. They were like chokeslam champion. I'm like, wow. I was like, I really made a spectacle of this. So
Yeah,
now.
this is the title I think I need to come
So
for.
now you need to come for. So like so when you're at let's see, chaotic. I feel like you're gonna have to do a chokeslam to Paris now.
Paris, watch out. I'm gonna be giving you a choke slam, so better watch out for this hand.
I'm so here for it. Philip says, when are the Cowgirls coming back? Actually, that's a good question.
Whenever I would love to do the Cowgirls again. So I know Ava Everett's touring out in Europe right now. So, not quite possible at the moment, but when she comes back, I will do the Cowgirls any day because I have so much fun doing it and I think we're a great team together. So why not? So any day, I would love to bring the Cowgirls back.
Oh, definitely here for it. And I love the outfits too. I love that, I like when people get a little like involved at into it. So I'm here for that. We'll do some see, now you need a new gear. It's got to be like blue cow prints with glitter.
I think you're onto something. I think you're onto something.
And then you have to have
Everett had pink cow print,
Right,
so
right.
I've had like regular cow print,
Yeah.
but she's pink, and then I can be the blue cow print.
Yeah. See?
I like I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I got you, definitely. So maybe we'll see it soon. So we're putting it out there into the universe pretty much. So all right, well, tell everybody where they can find you, support you, merch, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, so let's see, my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you can find me. They're all just Shannon Levangie. I'm pretty basic like that, so just at Shannon Levangie. Merch, you can see me at any shows. If you're not able to come to any shows, just like send me a DM on Twitter or Instagram, or I think my email's in my bio, so you can send me an email and tell me what you want. I'll mail it out to you. And yeah, that's kind of where you can reach me. If you want to reach me for anything, just DM me on Twitter or Instagram, and that's usually what I check the most.
There you go. Zach says the Cowgirls versus Shot Through the Heart. Ooh, okay. I'm here for it.
An incredible match.
I'm here
I
for it.
want that happen. I love Shot Through the Heart, but the Chaotic Cowgirls coming for those titles.
Oh, in blue gear.
Blue cow print gear.
I'm here for it pretty much. So, but Shannon, thank you so much for coming on here, chat with us a little bit. It's been fun. I mean, you're amazing. So don't do anything crazy. Well, I mean, you're gonna do crazy jumping off things again.
Yeah, I can't make any promises about not doing anything crazy, but maybe I'll stay away from like the death matches.
Yeah, stay away from the death matches.
I can
So
do that for a little bit.
do that. If you're gonna do something, you could do a hardcore. Like I'll be okay with that. So stay away from the death. There are a lot of people out there that I tell them no, they're not allowed to do death match. You're definitely one, but no,
Okay.
definitely. I don't want to see
listen.
that. No, definitely. So, yeah. So I think we've covered everything. Thank you guys for all your questions in the chat. I love you very much. So it was fun. You guys made it more very much entertaining. And hopefully we get the choke slam, so we can put you in there for the choke slam.
So, or maybe get like Paris on one side, Becca on the other, double.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna pop so hard next Friday.
If only I had a third arm so I could give Lish one too at the same time. But I'll stick with the double for now.
We're gonna get you an extra one. You'll just we'll just put it somewhere. We'll just attach it and whatever.
We'll figure out a way.
Figure it out. So, but I'm here for that, for the choke slam. John says we need Shannon in a partner versus main event.
Ooh.
This is where you and Evil Gay get, I feel like it would be really fun.
Like I said, still love my last match with Aaron Rourke. It was over a year ago now. I think we're due for another one. Why not put it in the main event? We would put on a banger.
Oh, well, no, he meant main event the tag team champions.
Oh. I thought you against each other. Oh, yeah.
So
100%.
definitely. Much love to main event. I just saw them this weekend as well. Good people. So, but yeah, guys, so that's going to come to a close. And again, thank you so much for everything. Oh, wait. Oh, one more. Wait. More questions here. Laura says, what's your favorite candy? Sorry, I asked you so late. Had to step off for a bit. Oh, she wants to know because then she'll bring you candy, or maybe like the fans want to bring you some candy.
Thank you. I love M&Ms or like Hershey's, like Kisses, bars, anything like that. But yeah, M&Ms, Hershey's, those are my favorites. I could eat those any day.
Any kind particular, regular, peanut butter, whatever.
Just keep it classic. I'm picky, so I just like the basics.
Okay, there you go. So you know you're gonna tell me like, oh, people brought me M&Ms. So Laura says I got you. So
Thank you.
Dave says Aaron Rourke and Shannon versus Miracle Generator. All right, you're really trying to kill me here. Like,
Us versus main event, us versus Miracle Gen. A lot of good matches that could happen out of this.
Aaron doesn't realize that he's put into a tag team with you going forward because of this podcast.
He's gonna be like, oh wait, are we tagging now? I'm like, yep, we are.
Yes,
Sorry.
because you have to do the face paint. It's all about the face paint.
Got the mortar face paint. Now I need the Aaron Rourke face paint.
With the glitter. All the glitter. I'm all here for it. Blue glitter. See, I did blue for you. I did the blue eyeshadow for you with blue. We're keeping it blue.
And I appreciate that. You knew. You're like, Shannon's the blue.
Oh yeah, I knew I had to do blue, so I did the blue with the glitter. So I try to match up with everybody. Dave's like, let's go. So they're all here for it. So, but yeah. So thank you guys again. Miracle Generation is coming on Monday. Your IWTV Tag Team Champions. So bring those questions in for those boys. I'm probably gonna get yelled at again since I got yelled at the last time about cereal. So I guess now I have to ask you this about the cereal, because this is the staple now onto this podcast. Do you pour your cereal in first and then your milk, or do you pour your milk in first and then your cereal?
Cereal first, then milk. If you do it the other way, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. But cereal first, then milk.
Well, there you go. So, hopefully.
My opinion.
I just got yelled at. They just like assumed, but it wasn't even my question. And I got yelled at. And I was like, how do you yell at me? So like, I didn't even say anything. I'm just asking the questions here pretty much. So,
Right.
So guys, stay tuned for that. So as well, and make sure you're following the Indie Wrestling Corner. I love all your guys' support very much. So with that being said, stay safe, support independent wrestling, support Shannon, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.